All right, well, you know what? The leaves are starting to fall. You know what that means? That means it's time to start baking again. And you know what? To bake inside the Power Pressure Cooker XL is a great way to do it. You know why? It doesn't heat up your whole entire kitchen. Actually, it saves your oven for other things that you might be doing, like Thanksgiving dinner. You never have enough room in your oven. So let's use our pressure cooker to its fullest extent. All right, we're gonna make an apple cake today. We have all sorts of stuff. We have nuts and we have some marmalade that we're gonna glaze it with. It's gonna be awesome. So to get started, we're just gonna mix our eggs and our sugar together. Now, you can do this old school like I'm doing it, or feel free to use a stand mixer. That's a good way to go too. So we're just gonna mix this up for a little bit, get it into a good consistency. And then we're gonna add our yogurt. Now, what the yogurt does is it gives the cake such a great consistency. These are steamed cakes, and let me tell you, if you've never had a steamed cake before, you're never gonna not wanna have a steamed cake. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start adding the rest of my ingredients. Just one at a time, we're just gonna get everything incorporated. You don't have to go too crazy with this recipe because I'm telling you, when you cook in the pressure cooker, it's so forgiving, way more forgiving than if you were to cook this in a traditional oven. All right, so now I'm just gonna add my dry ingredients. We're just gonna whisk those together, just like that. And then when we come back, I'm gonna show you exactly how to make a delicious steamed apple cake. All right, I think that's looking really good. Everything is well incorporated. So now the fun part. So you can use a ceramic baker just like this. If you don't have one, we're gonna have these available online. This is a great device to have to put inside your pressure cooker. Now, I buttered the dish. You can use a souffle dish also. They make a really, really perfect fit inside the pressure cooker. 6, 8, or 10 actually. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our walnuts down on the bottom. Then we're gonna take a nice handful of the apples and we're gonna put those down on top of the nuts. So what this is gonna do, not only make a beautiful cake, but it's gonna make the cake pop out a little bit easier, and then we're gonna have all those beautiful apples right on the top. All right, so now I'm gonna take my batter and then I'm gonna put that on top of the apple mixture with the walnuts. Just gonna use my little spatula to get every last bit of this batter out. And remember guys, it's so easy to bake in your Power Pressure Cooker XL. It's just like making a pot roast or anything else that you've probably already tried in here. Couldn't be easier. So now, I'm gonna take my lid, I'm gonna put the lid on. If you don't have this baker, you just wrap it in tin foil. That's all you have to do. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our pressure cooker lid off. This has a rack attached to it. If yours doesn't have a rack attached to it like mine does, use your canning rack on the bottom. All right, so you just put this down just like that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add my water, about 1.5 cups. You could have put the water in first. My lid protects my cake, so it doesn't really matter. Now I take my lid on, lock it on, and now, because it's the Power Pressure Cooker XL, it's super easy to set. In this case, I'm gonna use my chicken meat button. I'm gonna hit that once, and then my time adjust button up to 20 minutes. As always, you're gonna see the panel start to spin. That means the pressure cooker is starting to heat up. What I need to do is make sure that my valve is set to pressure, which is the circle with the little dot in it. Once it comes up to pressure, we'll release the steam, we'll let our cake set for a little bit, and then I'll show you the finished result. Okay, so the Power Pressure Cooker beeped, I released the steam, and then just like any other cake, you have to let it cool down. Maybe hour, hour and a half should be fine. You could leave it overnight, not a problem either. So I'm gonna take off my lid. Possibly you would have had to take off your aluminum foil. We're just gonna turn it upside down. And because I steamed it, look how easy that comes out of the ceramic baker. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that beautiful steamed apple cake. Gorgeous. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut a nice slice. And then we're just gonna decorate it up a little bit. So what I did here is I just took some orange marmalade, made a little glaze. We'll put a little bit down on the plate like that. It's gonna be good. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a little beautiful coulis on there like that. Have a little fun. And we're gonna take our cake, we're gonna put it right down next to our beautiful coulis. We're gonna hit it with a little cream. You don't wanna cover up those apples, right? And then we're just gonna finish it off with a little bit of mint. And look at that, in your Power Pressure Cooker XL, you can bake, you can make apple cake. It's so delicious, it's steamed. I'm telling you, it's the moistest cake you're ever gonna eat.